Okay, this is going to be a quick little podcast today. So we originally were going to do the podcast earlier, but Millie took out her button. She's wearing overalls, and I guess she unsnapped them, and she was watching a movie, and I would run into my room. Probably was in my room for 1 minute, and I heard her making choking sounds. And I went in, and she had swallowed her button again. She had undone her overalls and gotten it out, and it was down her throat. So my junior in high school came home while I was in the middle of trying to get it out of her throat. He called 911. He was talking to the paramedics and trying to get them out there, and I was able to get it out. So I guess that this is a traumatic incident. We've now had it happen twice, and I guess this podcast is going to be more of a question. I want to if you want to respond, or if you just want to think about it, because I'm headed to get my kids from school, and I was thinking about the last 2 hours and kind of what I do to respond to traumatic stuff like this. And I was wondering, I was kind of trying to think through if I've changed anything as to my responses now that I actually have more of these things happening. So as special needs moms, it's very possible that you've had quite a few moments. Just on the top of my mind, there's moments when we've been rushing to the emergency room with her oxygen bottoming out, no matter how much we tried to give her. And anyway, I'm sure that you could probably off the top of your head think of some scary moments with delivery, or any of the different things that have gone with your kiddos. So today, after that happened, I did get on the school group, and I kind of went directly into this can't happen anymore. I need more information on how to stop this. So hold on a second, Millie. So it was nice to get some responses. I'm gonna order some of the things that people suggested. Millie does happen to be really dexterous. She has pretty good dexterity. Dexterous, I guess you would say. Hopefully I'm using that correctly. And so that's been one of our big problems, is she undoes tape and undoes snaps now on her overalls. And so yeah, I'm working on to go with the pajama. I'm actually working on a onesie that will have the quilting as well, just to make it harder for her little hands to pull that out and get it out of her belly, because all the belts she seems to be able to manipulate. But anyway, somebody did talk about having a vest, so I'm looking into that one. But I'm gonna see about this onesie and see if it'll work. So I'm trying to come up with that tonight. When my husband gets home, I'll spend a little more time. I did get some onesies to try to make that happen, because it had been on the top of my mind, something that would make it more difficult for her to pull it out through her clothes. Okay, so kind of reverting back to after the thing happened, I kind of went into immediately solve it mom mode. I was still shaking, and I was I posted a video and a question. And so what do you do when you're faced with these traumatic things? This one's kind of an interesting one, because it's not we didn't end up in the hospital, we're not staying there. So it's basically it's Tuesday, go make dinner, do laundry. Even though you just had your hand you know, my finger was halfway down my daughter's throat trying to take out the G-tube from her throat with the fully inflated balloon. Anyway, so I went straight into that, and then I just texted my son about not doing the podcast right then, and I wrapped Millie up so that she couldn't get to it again, and we grabbed her iPad and my phone, and we sat on the couch for, I don't know, a good hour at least, wrapped up in blankets and snuggled, and just tried to like decompress from the craziness, which isn't always possible. But today it just so happened that we had finished therapies, and I had like a really lovely morning, actually. Well, kind of weird. I did something to my neck this morning when I was pulling her out of the bathtub, so feeling a little bit like uncomfortable with that. But so I have a little crick in my neck, but I think that I just kind of snuggled her, and we just were wrapped in a blanket, and I looked at my phone, and I haven't played this dumb game forever, and I just played a game on my phone for half an hour and looked around and didn't do anything that was on my to-do list, which I'm trying to decide if that's going to haunt me later or if it was a good thing. But when we got up from the couch to get the kids, or actually I did some stuff with the house, cleaned the house a little bit, started some laundry. But when I got up, I felt like, okay, I can face this. And so I guess I was just kind of wondering if that is kind of the new normal. The last time that this happened, we were getting ready for therapy, so we actually just went straight to therapy, and I felt like I was kind of like a zombie the rest of the day. Like, it just felt like I had a short, like I cried really fast, and so I guess the question, I keep rambling, but I guess the question is, how do you recover from traumatic experiences like that? Like, I think it's taken me a lot of years to kind of roll with it a little bit better, and obviously I'm still not rolling with it that much better because I'm still kind of a mess. But like, have you learned anything that is good and helpful for you as far as rolling with what situations arise? I remember, like, I kind of checked out as far as emotionally when the last time she was admitted to the hospital, which has been, you know, over 2 years now. We've had a really good run, and I remember just feeling like I was like I was like numb. Like I just couldn't do anything. Like I just didn't feel anything, and we just kind of moved forward. So I guess that's my question to you today, and whether you want to answer me or write in, or just kind of think to yourself, if you have a strategy or if you need to get one for when those kind of things happen. So I guess that's my question that's been on my mind. And I feel like it was a good moment to just be able to sit and not really think about it, and not really, like, I felt like maybe because I did the thing initially that I needed to, which is like try to solve a problem, and made a plan, that then I just took like a timeout almost of like, we're just not gonna do anything for a minute. I'm just gonna sit here and try to, you know, recuperate. So I guess that's the entirety of what I have today. I had wanted to talk about something else, so maybe tomorrow we'll get on a topic that's more fun. But I do think this is definitely a challenge that we face, whether it's, I mean, it was interesting. Someone posted on one of my videos that they had never heard of anybody doing this. So the video today. And so, yay, we get to be different. I don't know why she does that. She doesn't put things in her mouth. She doesn't eat by mouth. She doesn't swallow. So, I mean, and literally this was like so far down her throat. Like I felt her tonsils when I was getting it out. So, anyway, so that's my podcast today. Is I know that you've all done something where you feel like you've gone to extraordinary measures to take care of these babies. And what do you do with the consequential trauma after that, or whatever the resulting emotional toll is? Do you have a TV show that you like to watch? Do you have a book you like to read? Do you have some time off? What do you do? So I need to make a better plan. It's been a while. This is in the last month. This has now happened twice. And before that, we've been pretty steady as far as like little things like needing suction and cough assist, that kind of stuff. But yeah, this was a big deal. And so just gonna leave it there today, and hope you are all having a beautiful day.